Hello viewers, Will Underwood from Gambling Insider here with Andrei Beu, Gamingtec Commercial Director. Andrei, thank you very much for joining us today. And I wanted to lead with a question about the appointment of the recent appointment of your new Deputy CEO. How do you think that he's helped sort of streamline operations going into the new year?
Of course. Well, first of all, thank you for having me, and pleasure having you here at the stand. First of all, first time for ICE in Barcelona, so big times, interesting and exciting. Now, Suren, well, he's a massive addition to the team. Of course, he's a very well-seasoned industry veteran. I would say a lot of experience that he can bring in. He's been with many companies before of the same profile. BetConstruct, Digitain being just two of the big names that I think everyone has on their lips. Even right here in ICE, you can see how big those companies tend to be, at least from a marketing perspective. Suren himself, well, let's say that with him in the company, we started changing a bit our processes, procedures, trying to be more spot on, more focused on results, yeah, and KPIs. Not that we're not doing it before, obviously, but it's very, very good to have a bit of variety and I would say an extra touch, right? So that the results would be coming in a smaller, not small, in a shorter time frame, right?
A big buzzword for 2024 was personalization. And on the subject of AI technologies, how do you believe, if in any way, they can change and streamline your customer onboarding service moving forward?
I know that we've been talking about localization, especially on the content side, for many, many years now. It's definitely one of the key factors, I think, that us as providers have to be taking into account when it comes to properly serving the potential customers. If I'm an operator right now and I want to launch a business in the likes of Brazil, which is, I think, on everyone's lips nowadays, a huge market, of course, I cannot go with the same offering I'm going into Spain. Or France or whatever. Different cultures, different way of doing things, different preferences from the player perspective in both sportsbook and casino. So I think it's extremely important, and this is obviously something that we are very much focusing on, integrating the right content, properly introducing the players to that content, and why not AI tools?
I think when you have a market as large as Brazil and a sort of nation, a population as large as Brazil, it kind of stands alone in terms of its sort of individual identity. But do you think that there's a lot that you can learn from operations in related and other Latin American markets that you can then take as experience to when you sort of moving into the Brazilian market?
Well, absolutely. I mean, Brazil is not the first market to be regulated in the region. We all know that Colombia started streamlining this process and had the first legal framework which was actually imposed to the market. So definitely there are some lessons that you can take from there. And as you can see, the black market in Colombia drastically decreased. At least they know the numbers and they have another measure of control. We see that Chile and Peru are following up. We see that Argentina is trying to overcome, let's say, their problems with the existing economy, switching to USD potentially in the future, and trying to legalize this in the shape that can be controlled by the government. So Brazil can be taught, and not only from there, but I think that Brazilian government is also taking their lessons from the European markets. When you're speaking gaming tech, we are all in favor of our potential customers there to be fully regulated, compliant, because this is what we also aim to do with the platform, becoming fully compliant with the regulation state by state.
Sort of building on that, especially looking at other regulated LatAm markets like Chile, Peru, they have their payment methods like the digital wallets, slightly different kind of payment methods. Same in Mexico with the SPEI. PIX payments, how do you anticipate sort of adjusting to that payment method? Do you think it's going to be sort of more of a seamless integration or something that might present a challenge for you guys?
Well, as it stands, we are integrated with PIX, so it's something that we can definitely offer to any given casino or sportsbook. The problem is, or what do I say, problem? Part of the legal framework is that all of the operators that have a license will have to undergo all of the transactions under PIX. So now the question is here, what will happen with the ones that are non-licensed? And we also can see from the framework that there are three different types of licenses in Brazil as it stands: federal, municipal, and state. Uh, it's still a bit ambiguous on how this will impact sales towards new players, how will it impact transactions, and what are the alternatives. Because for us, having Pix, it's a no-brainer. It's just one integration. The means of offering that to the end customer are the question marks, and we're looking into it, potentially managing to find the answers as soon as possible.
And final question today, looking from a more broader perspective, what are sort of Gamingtec's, or what are you looking for in terms of expansion globally next year or this year? Now we're in 2025 already. Time is moving very quickly. Yeah. Where are your priorities lying from like a global market landscape?
Yeah, well, this landscape changes drastically, and it can be different from one month to the other. As you can see, new regulations coming in, new markets being opened, maybe even as we speak. We see a lot of competition in any given market. So for us, it's a matter of quality versus quantity, I would say. We don't want to be last in terms of number of customers that we're serving in a market, but we also emphasize a lot the quality of that particular customer we would have in a given market. So I think LatAm, like anyone else, but as I said, the ones that can actually bring in some value to the company. And then we're also looking at English-speaking markets that, India, Canada are very interesting markets that I think are untapped to their maximum potential. We also opened up Africa in 2024 in Ghana, and we're looking at expanding in the region, especially Central and South. We will definitely go to more events in the region because we have to get acquainted to people and make as many connections as we can possibly have. And we're also looking at Southeast Asia, although probably the product is not yet there. Yeah? But I think this is it. This is it as a grand scheme of things.
Thank you very much for your time, Andrei. Appreciate it.